out with somewhere, we were estimating like $750 a house to do the survey.
Cause you're doing them in bulk.
And that would be include, yeah, right, we're doing bulk, and that would be including with the certification too, so it was much cheaper just to do the surveying, so.
You want one. So yeah, you've got that benefit, and then I think, you know, you're trying to get trying to get these interior flood levels down. You know, it's.
And you gotta show FEMA modeling to prove to them
What those levels are.
what those
right?
levels are, so when they do the maps, they're reflecting the mitigation that we're showing.
Yeah, cause once, you know, if you were to go ahead with this study, and then you were to decide, okay, you buy a pump and put it in here this size.
So then they have asked for verification.
No, they haven't.
But we can show it to them.
But we could show it to them that it's lower than what they're going to, right now they're going to publish something that looks like these hatched lines.
The point is, they're publishing something we don't agree with, in order
Well,
to,
You something you don't like.
Something that may not be true.
Well,
Also don't like.
Maybe, Art, we should do a little history real quick.
Yeah.
There was a flyover done after the flood to tell what elevations we had. Remember, see those crosses, those white X's on the ground? The plane flew over. So whatever elevation that plane came up with, that was your interior elevation you dealt with to do your levee work to get it certified. Then FEMA says, all right, give us your maps. Oh, by the way, since the rule changed with NOAA saying that you have to have interior flooding at this elevation, because we changed the rain rating in your area, so you have to go by this. So they want a map. They don't care if everybody in town needs flood insurance. They want a map. And that's where Art is here tonight.
yeah, I believe that the maps they're going to, the elevations they're gonna publish in the maps are going to be accurate. So I don't think we're questioning that. We'd like them smaller. I mean, as Steve said, ideally you wouldn't want anybody in the floodplain. So I think that's what we're trying to understand by the survey and by the assessment is, you know, what can we do to get these down even further?
And so
You know,
really,
like I said, that interior floodplain has always been there. You may not have realized it because it wasn't on the maps, but now that they're putting it on the maps, it's out there to be used for regulatory and flood insurance.
so really the question for the council is, you know, the use of these funds that are going to, you know, provide information to the homeowner, but also can influence the mapping. Is that of benefit? Is that of value to the entire community? Or is it just sort of, you've gotta prove it yourself, you're kinda on your own, we'll take care of if there's big floods, you know?
Yeah, cause, yeah, FEMA isn't telling us we have to do this. You know, they're just saying, whatever your elevation is, that's what our map's gonna show. So if you want it lower and you wanna do things like add a pump to lower it, great. Do that, implement it, get it in your operation, purchase it, get it in your operation maintenance plan, and show us some calculations that show what that new level is, and then we'll lower it.
And my purpose for bringing it forward is because I didn't think that the council wanted to go through all of the projects that we've gone through, building the levee system up, only to then turn around to 80 homeowners and say, or potentially more, you may have to get flood insurance now.
so we're talking about everything in yellow, pink, and the crosshatch, not just the.
No,
interior
just
design.
Just the crosshatch.
Just the
Just the
crosshatch.
crosshatch.
Yeah, and it, when you start zooming in on them, it's really hard to see, because sometimes it, that floodplain line might be 10 feet from the house. Well, if there happens to be a window well or something there, they're gonna get flooded. Well, you don't know, there might be a rose garden or something there that's higher, and, you just can't tell that much from these aerial flights.
There's more that these maps are gonna do for us too, because what they're gonna do for public works is they're gonna tell us, this is where you have to have a pump. Well, if the mapping goes from FEMA to the Corps of Engineers, and the Corps of Engineers takes that mapping and says, where's your 6 pumps? And I'm exaggerating. Where's your 6 pumps that you have to lay out here to get this taken care of? I look at my shop and I go, I got 2. I have to decide. So the map's gonna tell me more. Do I need more pumps? Should we be building another pumping station like we have down by Quick Trip over in Brooklyn where there is no pumps? What should we be doing? And that's gonna tell us stuff so we can plan for the future to know what we can do to keep the flooding down.
Yeah, some of the options are portable pumps. I mean, you have a couple now that are helping you out and factored into this. You know, you could do a permanent pump station, you could potentially increase the capacity of your existing pump station. Other things like diversions of water, particularly in the north area, can also help. So I mean, that's what we're gonna look at is, you know, what's the cheapest way to.
So after the survey is done,
Hmm?
is FEMA gonna come and tell us we gotta put in a couple more pumps?
No, that's what our engineering's report.
You're gonna do that?
Yeah, we'll look at that and say, okay, if you do this, here's the number of, you know, if you put in this little pump, here's the number, or if you don't do anything, here's the number of homes that in this area might be flooded. If you put in a small pump, here's the number of homes.
So wouldn't it be better off if we just put in a couple pumps and use that money towards that?
I don't know where to put them.
Yeah, and you don't know the size. And then you still have to provide documentation to FEMA that the pumps you put in lowered it to whatever
Well,
level.
I think Jeff, I'm pretty sure you know, but we have to prove them,
And you
we
still
have
gotta
to prove it.
documentation from him to prove
Yeah.
it to FEMA,
Yeah.
from our,
To say, we need this many pumps, this is where they gotta be, and this is why.
And as I said, you know, I think you could take our information and get cost sharing money from the state to purchase the pumps. Or to put,
You think?
well, you've got funds in the past, and based on our discussions with the DNR, they said this would qualify for that cost sharing. Now, it boils down to, does the legislature continue to appropriate funds for flood damage reduction? In the last 10 years, they haven't missed a beat on that, so, where do you rank relative to the other requests? I don't know, so, you know, I can't guarantee you will get it, but based on past experience, you would likely
Or do
get
you
money.
know when these maps will be coming out from FEMA, the FERB maps?
No, I don't.
It was 12 to 18 months, wasn't it?
Yeah. Do you remember the effective date?
February would have been the earliest. We had a year from
February.
February would have been the earliest.
Okay.
You know, FEMA doesn't usually move too quickly.
No.
And in this case, that's to our advantage.
Right.
And that's what I was saying, is my point is we have time to influence these maps, I guess you
the
could say.
FEMA maps are gonna come out in 12 to 18 months. Your
Right.
guys' study would be done long before then, so you can take it to them and
Yeah.
say, take a look,
Right.
tell us what we did wrong.
Yeah. But, yeah, if you were to apply for money to, you know, the cost sharing, I don't know if you could get in on this year's budget cycle. You might have to wait on that. I'd have to look at that. Yeah, it's not guaranteed that you'll get money, but in the past, they've come through and helped out